So the guy complained to me that, you know, my wife works till late at night, and I don't trust her because the kind of language she uses, that I was sorting out this, you know, this language, these terms, that are used in the people who are doing businesses and accounting. They say I was sorting out the records or something. There's something about balancing the records at the end of the day. So the guy was like, she uses a lot of vocabulary in order to confuse my head, so that I may not understand what she's doing late.
Yeah, I was mitochondria. I was mitochondria in the convolution of kabumbulas.
Or maybe she was just busy.
I was discobumbulating the cantankerous cake things.
So you see what that brings. But all said and done, we have to agree that all the choices, there are some consequences to them. If you decide to pick somebody from within the department for within the office setup, then you have to accommodate all the baggage that comes with that. So if you decide no, it cannot work, then you have also to accommodate that baggage that he's talking about.
Yes.
The jargons, everything, the bunga, whatever you are saying, you'll have to accommodate them. That one. But to me, what I'm saying is, there shouldn't be a problem, especially if, for example, a lady is your girlfriend or is your wife and she's a boss. There shouldn't be a problem, as long as they are professionals. The moment you are branded the word you're a professional, I don't expect somebody to say that you'll bring the womanness that you have, for example, at home. Sorry to use those words. I said sorry, and maybe at work. So the moment you're a professional, there's a certain way we expect you to do your things, to operate. If it is records, put records. If it is communicate the way it's supposed to be. You don't talk down to me, you talk with me. We have a conversation. It is a two-way traffic communication. Let it be so, not you thrusting things on me. And then that way, I will respect you at work. When I go home, I will respect you too for the role that you play back there.
All right, so wait, I have one more question. This is another scenario maybe as we wrap this up. Imagine now we're working the same department or the same profession. See, White 54 ni kubwa, so for Kayesu's sake, such doesn't have a heart attack, we're in different departments. So with their breaks.
Yeah? Their breaks.
But we work in the same profession, so I know what production entails, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So mimi nimeenda shoot, nimerudi home, midnight. Maybe you had work till like 5, ukajisumbua na maboys, kutaki kukaa kwa nyumba peke yako. But I get home, I am expected to clean for you. I am supposed to cook for you. I am supposed to make sure you've showered, make sure you're okay, make sure you're ready for bed. How is that fair?
It's your role. It's not about fairness.
But
it's role of, I understand.
And as a man,
but that doesn't stop you from performing your duties as a wife of Sankara Kayesu. There are things that you should do for me, and nobody else should. Whether
I am dying.
If you can't perform them, resign.
Let me put an end to this discussion because it's gonna be a long one.
Please tell me, Gory.
You see, the current in the contemporary world, there are so many things that are missing, which were there before. Before, people used to be advised on how to tackle things by their grandmothers and their grandfathers. You know, the boys and the girls. But right now, there's seemingly to be a void of that. So, what I would advise, especially for person like Kayesu who cannot, for example, assist the wife who is.
Why are you writing me off?
Because you said, no, I'm not writing you off. I'm just trying to bring everybody on board. What you can do is there is usually courses offered. There's one called husband management and wife management. Yeah,
but he wants me to go to a course.
Wife management that's offered in very many universities. Yes,
and a course called wife management.
If you want a deep,
can I get a job after learning wife management?
You can get you can do a course. There are those for 6 months. There are those for 3 months, depending on what you need, so that you can understand the intricacies of having a wife and at the same time having a job.
They are going to teach me kukaliwa chapati.
No.
They are going to teach me how to condone nonsense like not giving me what I want at the right one. No.
Interrupt me first, but actually that discussion is going to be a long one.
Give me your thoughts.
Trying to debate, because we talk about balancing.
My
Professional-
question was very simple. You have put in that if you had been the one to go for a shoot until midnight, ungekuja tu lale kabla tu kule, like you'd have been exhausted out. Same physical pressure, same mental pressure from my superiors, same everything. But I am supposed to stand on my 2 feet and serve you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The angle that we were going was going to be very long. We ought to have a kind of memorandum of understanding. Whereby
Hey, my gentleman today like big
Family MOU.
hey.
the MOU of the family,
Uh-huh.
whereby the husband and the wife agree that because I'll be coming in late or you'll be coming in late, what do we do? Who will cook? How will you eat? If my wife comes home at 1 in the morning and I had come home by let's say 6, what arrangement did you make in order for her to eat? In order for me to eat, it's all about agreeing.
When you are at,
Kayesu,
when we are in the
say
office,
that as long as I have a wife, it is up to her to do everything. My friend, that's not being a
But
gentleman.
let me chip in a little bit. I know the
when it's cultural,
You
we are
see,
Africans.
Men and women are wired differently. While men think in singles, women think in plural.
Sure.
Yeah. A woman can be seated here, she's thinking about you, she's thinking about what she's going to cook in the evening, she's thinking about the things
Actually,
that were not
that's the
washed.
truth.
No, it's the opposite. It's the man who can think about 3 wives or 4 wives.
No, that one
Okay,
is
so
your
what's the
own
matter
research.
here? We're trying
What
to
has
make
been
a
researched
point.
and it's scientific is men think in singles. For example, if a man is seated here, we are seated here, we are discussing. Nothing more. I'm not thinking beyond Nini. We think in boxes like. So if it's a matter of the box of having a conversation with Val and the team, I open that box, we have a conversation. After we are done, that block is closed. And now I'm going to edit. It's the box of editing.
Then how
In
did a
singles-
Kukudanja manage 80 wives?
That's why it
Relax.
said. That's why it said that most men are successful in their profession, because they somehow think of one thing at the same time and then concentrate on it and up to the end. But women think about
Can I tell
several
you, my
things.
mom tells us to think like men when it comes to business ventures.
Yes,
You need to think of one
focus.
thing and focus.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what gives the ladies advantage. You can or be doing something at work and you've already thought on how you're going to do something very fast. You get me. My wife does that, and she works very fast. She can do a lot of things in a span of 2 hours. That me, if I was left to do, I would even take the whole day. Yeah.
I think it brings us back to the point. It's all about balance. Whereby it's professional life, social life. As long as you balance them, you've got it all in order. But I would like to deviate a little bit, if it allows me.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit. When you're talking about social life, in the office, you'd realize that the person that you're working with has no boundary when it comes to bringing the social life into the department. When we are talking about Facebook, Twitter, everything that happens in the office goes online. Everything that happens, even for example, you disagree with your wife, it goes to Facebook and Twitter. It's all about
My friend.
balancing social life and the professional life. She came home at night. You are in the office. Everyone in the office now gets to know that your wife came home late at night. Really. Should we do that?
They can take advantage. We that's why
As we went.
he talked of boundaries. So we should the boundaries should be demarcated well in advance so that we know what we should do. But my last take in it, the white man said that too much of something is dangerous. The white man also said that you pick the last white man says is escaping me, but what I'm boiling down to is that we can be friends, but when it comes to the office, the friendship and the office should be separated. But the main thing is that the couples, those who know each other, like they have intimate, should not work in one office. Whether girlfriend or wife, get somewhere else to work. Thank you.
So feelings zikishakwambia ni hivyo. Okay, so you're being very practical. Like you sit down and calculate this one, this height, this color, I'll take this one. That's not how it works, and you know it. But thank you for your last remarks. I want you to define professionalism one more time, because I feel like this is the nutshell of our whole discussion. Because once you've said you're a professional, that means yes, you have feelings, yes, you have emotions, etc., but they now become null and void because there's a job to be done. I like that. Would you
just like I said earlier, a professional is a person who has been socialized in a particular way of life in doing things. So if it is, let's say, for example, a doctor is been socialized to the profession that appertains to what he's supposed to be doing. He's taking even an oath so that you make sure that you do exactly what is required of you. So if it means waking up at night and going to assist somebody who is dying, so be it. So if it means even ignoring some of your other obligations, I know you have social obligations and maybe economic and all that, so be it. Because you decided to be here, so you will be here. Every other thing is void. However, we are human beings. So you must learn how to balance this thing so that either way, it doesn't pour on the other. So for example, you cannot be a professional so much until you ignore your family, for example. You abandon them. Actually, that's the right word. You abandon your family. You cannot also be a social responsible individual to an extent that you ignore your profession that brings in the money, for example, that your family, the one you're taking care of, is depending on. But all said and done, my final word would be, every person out there, try to observe authority. If you want to be a professional, then the first thing that you need to do is to identify the authorities that will be in your line. The first authority is the official authority. The official authority is given by an office, for example. If your wife is the manager where you work, then she has the official authority to give you orders, even if you're the husband. And then second, personal authority. You as an individual know your limits, know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. For example, in the case of Kayesu, he's saying if your boss is, then maybe I would not take those orders. Know that one, I'm compelled to follow orders because it's an official order.
Yes, it is.
So you have to push yourself to that extent that you understand that I need to, even if it pains me, I have to.
Even order from my wife.
Yes, I have to follow this. When that is done, everything will be smooth.
The real African man is having a problem here.
If all is said and done, you try to balance, you try to make boundaries, but it still doesn't work. If you have an option, you can move out of that place, go look for another place to work. If you've tried your best.
Why should you be the one to move though?
No. I'm not talking about you having to be the one to move.
Okay.
I'm talking about you having to get another solution that will help both parties. If at all you've tried your best to make the boundaries, just as he has said, about professionalism and everything that we have talked about. If imekataa tu kabisa.
Itakataa, we toka.
Thank you so very much,
gentlemen,
for coming. Yes. Social media handles tukienda teke.
Okay, you can find me on all social media handles at Ram Aguko.
All right.
At Wycliffe Gori, the Wycliffe is in caps, Gori is in small.
At Sankara Kayesu, at Sankara Kayesu.
Hey, umetafuta camera. Thank you so much for catching us on One Morning. Tomorrow is Entrepreneurs Tuesday, so we're gonna be learning about how to make that money. Yes, see you same time, same place. From all of us here, have an amazing day.